What strikes me about Altman is that he has signed on to this letter requesting that regulators come up with a framework that governs AI. And yet in his talk at Tel Aviv University, he said, quote, "It would be a mistake to go put heavy regulation on the field right now or to try to slow down the incredible innovation." So which is it?
I think, yeah, Altman is trying to have his cake and eat it, trying to have his innovation and eat it. He has talked very openly about wanting regulation, but he tends to focus on what are thought of as future threats from, so-called super intelligent AGI systems, which is a prospect that a lot of experts are very skeptical about. And they see Altman's focus on that as a way to stall regulation that would affect him in the here and now. So you have things like the EU AI Act, which is very much focused on current harms of AI, and if applied in its current form, would require OpenAI to sort of disclose information that it feels would hurt it competitively in the market.
It's interesting when we see Europe planning regulations, in the UK, they're planning regulations for this right now. We've seen with other regulation in Europe that it just gets exported to the United States and other parts of the world by sheer fact that once the companies implement those technologies or the algorithms that comply with the regulations, they just might as well do it everywhere in the world. With AI, it seems to me like if you put in regulation, well, it's already out there. Even if there are law-abiding corporations that will follow those regulations, aren't there bad actors who can take advantage of what's already available?
There are certainly always going to be ways around this regulation. There's always going to be people who try and use, in this case, open source models, particularly within AI. That's quite a significant problem. A lot of companies tend to release their research open source, which means others can replicate it. However, when it comes to, say, governments using AI systems, then that's something that regulation can really have a hold on and can block some of the more harmful use cases. So the EU AI Act, for example, it includes a lot of prohibitions on certain applications of AI systems. And these applications are things like mass surveillance. They are things like predicting criminal rates, recidivity. I got that word wrong.
Yes, you got it.
And those are things where once the government is implementing those systems, if the regulations are there in place, then they can really stop them before they have a poor effect. So although there are always going to be bad actors who fight their way around these regulations, and especially with open source models, that is a definite threat. Regulation can do a lot to cut off some of the worst use cases. So that's why these politicians are pushing these forward quite strongly at the moment.